Good morning and thank you for tuning in to Your Come Up. Today, we're gonna have a conversation with Alida, AKA Fitness Goddess, is that it?
I mean, you can call me that. I got so many nicknames, it's hard to keep track of them all.
Someone's gotta stick. And then we are usually I film in a different location, but today we are in her kitchen.
Welcome to my kitchen.
Want to say, if you like what you watch, don't forget to drop us a like, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell notification so you don't miss your come up.
Very fancy.
And then I want to ask you, you have a very interesting and unique way of how individuals can look younger, which I think more so, it's actually more prominent now. People are trying to maintain their youth, maintain that sexy. But you have an interesting way of, can you shed some light on that?
Yeah, well, a lot of people go at the more youthful appearance from the outside in. And they're not really paying attention to the health of the inside of the body. When you're healthy on the inside, it glows on the outside. It's a game changer.
True.
So when you think about how the body actually works, the skin is an organ. But most people are just so focused on like, oh, I've got wrinkles, or oh, I have a scar, or oh, I have this, or oh, I have... And they're focused on trying to fix the appearance of it, but they're not treating it as an organ that needs to be healed.
Right.
So when we do that and we start paying attention to that, we understand, okay, one, we have a microbiome. The human body, and this is so important to be talking about, especially in a time of, needing to boost our immune systems.
Right.
The microbiome it's a very delicate balance of bacteria and fungus to human cells. We should be 10-to-1 bacteria and fungus to human cell. 10-to-1.
That sounds counterintuitive though.
Let me tell you.
Okay.
Well, so the germ theory that was created by Louis Pasteur years ago, and the whole penicillin and stuff like that, that is what our entire system is built on. But the problem is it wages a war against all bacteria. Your body needs bacteria. Your gut needs bacteria. There are good and bad.
Okay.
So when your microbiome is healthy, your skin is healthy. You glow. Because the cells can communicate. That's what the bacteria and fungus is there for. It's to communicate. So that's number one. Number two, gut. Gut health is an absolute must. Because when your gut is unhappy, you're frowning, you're anxious, you're angry.
Hungry for no reason?
You're hungry for no reason, exactly. So the gut has to be healthy as well, because when the gut is healthy, then the whole body it opens up and it can do what it does. That's like, they call it your second brain, but it's kind of like your first brain, because the bacteria in your gut tell your brain what to do. That's a whole nother rabbit hole for another day.
Okay.
But then also lymphatic drainage. So there are a lot of different ways that you can do this. They have cupping. So there's like silicone cups that you can use on your face, dry brushing for your body.
Okay.
And if you think about the lymphatic system, it's like a sewer system that runs parallel to the main arteries and veins in your body. They don't have their own pump system, but through the undulations of the veins, it massages the lymphatic system and it pulls toxins from your lungs, from your blood and everything. And so it flushes those things out.
Okay.
But most people, when they get sick, when they're struggling, or when their skin is looking crappy, it's because they have lymphatic backup, and these toxins are just pushing themselves into the skin.
Like a white head on the face or something like that.
Could be. I mean, it could be anything, And so when the lymph nodes, which are like kind of like the little housing pieces, when those get clogged, we end up having swollen glands right here, or they're under your armpit or whatever. But we end up having it shows on the skin. And when our skin is struggling and you start to see like your skin gets dull, it gets gray, that's happening because the lymphatic system is clogged.
Can that contribute to like some having skin knots on their bodies or whatnot?
Possibly. Okay. It depends on what the knot is.
Okay.
Those could be viral. Okay. Those could be parasitic.
Hereditary maybe, or?
You know what? So that's kind of a tricky question.
Okay, I didn't mean to be tricky.
No. But it's a good question, because a gene can be turned on or off. Okay. Based on its environment. Oh. So there's a science, and I know we don't have enough time to go into all of this, but there's a science called epigenetics. And epigenetics has shown us that regardless of what the gene says, depending on what the environment is, will determine whether or not that gene turns on or off. Okay. In a way, or how it expresses itself. So skin tags, moles, things like that can be hereditary if given the microbiome to support that gene turning on or off.
Oh, okay.
So one of the things I've been experimenting with, I don't have it in front of me, usually it's right here. One of the things I've been experimenting with is these apricot kernels. And if you pop open the seed of the apricot, on the inside is a little kernel. It looks like a little mini almond.
Okay.
And holistically speaking, people take these to cancer.
Okay.
And to combat many diseases. It's used in, ancient medicines like Chinese medicine and things like that. And so I've been using them because I had a lump that popped up.
Okay.
And it looked like something that I saw. A woman had like this massive tumor on her chest, and it looked like that. And I was like, well, if this is cancer, I need to make it go away.
Yeah.
So I started taking those and drinking tons of carrot juice, and within 3 days it scabbed over and went away.
No kidding. Carrot juice and the apricot.
And the apricot kernels.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I'm not saying, like, let's just be very clear. I'm not telling you to don't see your doctor. But for me, I'm the kind of person that I'm constantly experimenting with. So if something pops up on my body that I'm like, wait a second, I've never seen this before, I'm going to experiment with it first. I'm going to take ownership of my health. Yeah.
Well, there's a reason why, I don't know, can't think of the author who wrote it, but natural cures that they don't want you to know about. There's a reason why that sold a lot of copies, right?
It's not legal for us to talk about natural therapies as a cure in the US.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's why. If we look at, so one of the reasons why I'm going back to school, I'm actually going back to school for my doctorate in naturopathic medicine.
Okay.
And one of the reasons why is because a physician is the only one who can use the word healer. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
I learned that going to school, but a doctor is an educator.
Okay.
I am an educator. I will offer you information. Do with it what you will.
Gotcha.
I'm not going to be the one to cure you. Because, at the end of the day, your emotions, your food, your environment is going to determine how your body responds and how your health is. So if you can focus on making sure that you have a solid foundation in your health of your mind and your body, then the environment isn't going to knock you down. So it's a matter of really understanding, like, okay, if I see it on my body, if something's changing on my body, if I notice that my energy is low, if I notice I'm feeling anxious or I'm depressed or I'm craving certain foods, these are tiny little wake-up calls where our body is just saying, hey, I need your attention.
Yeah.
Can we just talk? And when we do that, it's a game changer. So it's like at the age of 42, like, I feel like I'm 26.
You look 26.
Thanks.
So, apricot kernel.
Yeah, apricot kernel.
Was that, you could get that at Whole Foods or online?
Yeah, Amazon.
Amazon, okay. What was that tea or that drink you talked about? Carrot juice, okay. What other foods can you, can't say recommend, can you suggest that
Kombucha all day, all day. Look, here's the thing. Because of the high amounts of antibiotics, for example, that we have been blasted with every time we get an infection, okay? So the high amounts of antibiotics kill off the good bacteria.
Okay.
Glyphosate, which is sprayed on conventionally grown crops.
Okay.
Glyphosate actually functions as an antibiotic in the soil.
Is glyphosate? Okay, I'm not gonna even try.
Roundup.
It's like a Roundup for insects.
It's Roundup.
Okay.
Yeah, so it prevents the fungus and it prevents the bugs and all the chemical toxin sprays that someone has to wear a hazmat suit to spray on your crops.
That's crazy.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And it goes in your body. So when it goes in your body, what it's doing is it's killing off all the natural microbiome in your body too. And people wonder why we're so sick. And it's because those chemicals, even though it's crazy how people haven't put 2 and 2 together yet. But if you spray it, it doesn't just stay on the top of your produce. You can't just wash it off, because think about it. It's going into the runoff of the soil, which means when it goes in the runoff of the soil and the roots pick up the nutrients back up and it picks up the water, it's picking it all up. So it's all woven up into, there's no way you can wash it off.
And then they're spraying it again, so it's like double.
Yeah, exactly. So when you have those things in your diet, your natural microbiome just starts to completely diminish and deplete. So any way that you can build that back up, probiotics, yogurts. I have prebiotic drinks now. One of my absolute favorite products called Olipop that literally tastes like ice cream or cherry pie. And it's all natural, but it has good bacteria, a good fiber that feeds the bacteria in your gut.
Okay.
So literally it comes down to just really understanding how to put those bacterias back into your body. So kombucha is fermented foods.
Okay.
I have fire cider going over there. I'm actually making more kombucha. I pickled all beets and radishes from my garden. So
Pickles.
Things like that. Yes.
People love pickles.
I know, and I'm learning how to pickle without sugar.
Can you fry a pickle and eat it for?
I'm sure you probably could. I'm just trying to stay away from the fried.
But how people, you tell someone fry pickles.
No, you're right though. No, you're right. No, well, here's the thing. So people are using air fryers now, right?
That's true. Yeah.
They are, and I was like, wait a second, hold on. Like, why don't I have one of these? And then I thought, wait a second, I've got all these fancy ovens. I got 4 ovens, y'all. So I'm like, I got all these fancy
4 ovens and no microwave. I'm putting that on blast.
That right there is all I need. That is a steam convection oven.
Okay.
We don't use microwaves because they're toxic.
Oh.
So that's a steam convection oven.
Sorry, I like instant gratification sometimes. Sorry.
So from that, it's like literally it will steam and cook your food at the same time. So that is like better than a microwave. Like your food is not rubbery. You don't have to worry about it overcooking. Yeah, it's amazing. But back to the air fryer. I know we go on tangents. See?
No, it's part of It's part of this right here.
Got it.
Yeah.
So I looked up. I'm like, what is an air fryer? I mean, there's got to be a solution. And come to find out, an air fryer is just a fancy convection oven, just in a smaller. And I was like, well, that's a convection oven. That's a convection oven. That's a convection oven.
So you got your 4 air fryers.
So yeah, so if I want to air fry something, I could just do it here. So I'm gonna try that with the pickles.
Okay. So you're talking about beets.
Yep.
Kombucha.
Everything fermented. A lot of fermented foods.
Okay.
Also, you have to really understand what types of food your body likes. Like I have my mom on a very strict keto diet.
Okay.
On higher fat. My body, it don't work. It'll shut me down.
Okay.
So I actually need carbs in my diet. So it's also understanding how does your body respond to certain types of foods.
Okay.
That's also really important. And then from there, if you're going to eat meat or any sort of dairy,
Love meat.
if you're gonna do it, it's gotta be grass-fed, pasture-raised.
Okay.
Because if you're eating an animal, for example, who's raised in a cage, never has room to move, the amount of stress, the amount of toxins that get built up in so think about our lymphatic system, right? Our lymphatic system needs movement in order to keep the toxins flushing out of our body. But that animal never has a chance to do that.
Wow.
Yeah, right? So now that animal is being fed food it shouldn't be, because a lot of times that food is either non-fit for human consumption or it's food that they shouldn't be eating. Like cows should not be eating grain, that's not their food. But they do that to fatten up the cows.
Okay.
That's it. So a cow now becomes toxic because it's eating foods that it shouldn't eat. Now all that toxicity and then any sort of hay that they've been eating that's not organic, now they're eating the glyphosate. Now that's going into your cream and all your dairy, and now you're consuming even more of it.
Oh.
So it's like a double dose of toxins. So what you want to think about is the source of your food. We started ordering food from the farm.
Okay.
So farm fresh to you. So we have every Tuesday, we have a box that gets delivered. And so it's organic, it's straight from the farm. And also a good tip, less trash, so more sustainable. That's always good.
That's always good.
And so you're eating food that is as close to nature as possible. And we buy pasture raised meats from them as well.
Okay.
So it's really about understanding the source of your food and understanding that if you're not paying attention to the source of your food and then you're putting it into your body and you're wondering why you're getting sick, it's because you're focusing on cheap, fast, easy instead of what's in my highest good.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Which is not cheap, fast, and easy, but it's
true.
Your body is an investment. You only get one, and at some point when you get older, you're going to realize or probably wish, I knew this back then. Why didn't I do it back then? That's amazing.
Yeah.
You dropped some crazy knowledge on us today.
All the tangents.
No, well, last thing. Any last or final words you want to relay?
It is never too late. It's never too late. I have spoken with so many people who they're like, well, I think it's too late in life for me.
Yeah.
Or, I'm already this way. I secretly love and hate when I hear this. I know me. I'm not going to succeed. Like, bruh.
It's in scripture where the power of the tongue gives you life and death.
That right there.
Yeah.
It is vibration. Words carry vibration. So it's like no matter how many times someone says to me, look, I already know me. I'm this way. I can't change. There's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
It is never too late to change.
Never.
It literally is just a matter of saying, today is going to be the day that I will no longer accept my excuses.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
You go, girl. Thank you for dropping some mad knowledge on us, and thank you guys for watching. Tune in next time.